Hi, just a moment. Yeah, this is a video about authors who don't appreciate adaptions of their books when it comes to them being adapted into movies or sometimes TV shows. There's been a lot of authors who have been guilty of this over the years, from a long while ago to even now. Just a moment. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, there's been a number of them, and I just say to these authors who complain and whine about adaptions which are not accurate, or just whining about them in general for whatever reason, I say, be grateful that your book or someone has taken the trouble to actually adapt your book, or that you've had that opportunity. Because I am a published author, I've got 2 books online. Now, what I would do for that opportunity myself, if someone came along, or if someone came and actually adapted one of my books into a small TV movie or something, or anything like that, I would jump at that chance. You know, I would be immensely grateful, and yeah, I wouldn't say anything against it. I mean, even if a movie adaptation turns out to be not quite what the author maybe intended, well, it's a movie. Movies are different than books. They're completely different genres. So if you can't handle it, then that's your problem. But, you know, don't be so ungrateful when someone takes the trouble to adapt your book. It's an opportunity that many of us authors, who haven't had that, would give so much for, you know. There's been hold on a second. Yeah, there's been my camera issues are still going on. But yeah, one of the most notorious of these, as far as I'm concerned, I dare say I'm going to get a lot of comments against this or whatever, but I just don't care. The most notorious one of all for me is Stephen King. How many times has he whined and complained about the movies made from his books, and it's them what's actually made his name? You could chop Stephen King's books in half and it wouldn't make any difference. I've read many of them. Some of them I wish I hadn't. But yeah, I say be grateful for someone actually adapting your book or taking the trouble to do so. You know. And I'm not going to say too much about him because I just don't like him. I just think he's the most overrated author on the planet for me. But yeah, because the movies made from his books have been mostly brilliant. So especially The Shining, what a masterpiece. And I know he whined and hated that. Well, that's his problem, not anyone else's. But Peter Benchley did the same. He didn't like the ending to Jaws, the movie. And it's like, well, the movie is not the book. You know, I've actually read the beginning of Jaws and the end, and I don't think it's a great book, frankly. So it doesn't seem like a great one. And also, James Ellroy, the author of LA Confidential, is also a little bit guilty in that respect as well of doing this. He didn't think the climax to LA Confidential, the movie, was that brilliant. You know, he said somewhere along the lines, he said, you know, 2 guys kill a bunch, you know, 2 guys inside a hotel, kill a whole, you know, kill like 15 guys outside. It's nonsense. It's, you know, it's bull, you know. But he could call it inspired bull. But as far as I'm concerned, you know, you shouldn't even say that. It's a brilliant damn movie, you know. And I read the book. I did read the book. Didn't like it. It just wasn't for me. But the movie for me is far superior. It condensed everything into such a great movie, and it's one of my favourite movies ever. So yeah, I will say though that even Dean Koontz has done this, my favourite author. Not many movies have been made from his books because his books are very difficult to film. There's so much subtext. and the stories are very difficult to put on film. But a few of them, apparently, he didn't like them. You know, he walked out of one because he doesn't like where it was going, or he didn't like the characters in it. I mean, that's fair enough, but you should. He doesn't whine and complain excessively about movies that have been adapted from his books. Or if you don't like it a little bit, then fine. But don't. To all these authors who have, don't constantly whine and complain about it when someone's adapted your book into a movie. You know, again, many of us would give so much for that opportunity. I know I would. You know, if someone was to adapt my book into a small film or something, I mean, wow, you know, that would be just amazing, and that would make my name. You know, I'd be so grateful. But yeah, I just think these authors who have complained about and whined about movie adaptations from their books when they're really in no position to do so, as far as I'm concerned, be grateful. Yeah, when they are in no position to do so, just keep it to yourself and don't start openly complaining about it, because you just sound like an ungrateful twat, really, don't you? You know, so just back off and be grateful. That's all I'm saying to all these authors out there who have done that. You know, because yeah, many of us out there who are still waiting for that opportunity to come along, for someone to adapt their book and help out their sales, some of us would be immensely grateful for that. So take it easy, all you authors out there, and stop whining and complaining. Someone's adapted your book. Be grateful. So yeah, anyway, that's all I've got to say about that. Cheers, bye.